Hey everybody, we're talking about hand job techniques in this video. I'm Dr. Diane, your libido expert, and how hand jobs are related to the fundamentals of libido is really important because there's several different things that stop a sex drive, and some are the very physical things that we talk about on this channel and in my courses, such as low circulation, such as vaginal dryness, erectile dysfunction, hormone abnormalities, thyroid, and more. All of these things will absolutely impact your sex drive. But other things that impact sex drive are going to be things like not prioritizing it, like not having the type of sex that your body responds to, like feeling a little bit intimidated in bed. So techniques are really important because they provide a lot of different things. When we switch a technique, they can provide novelty, which really does a lot to generate interest in long-term relationships. When we switch techniques, we might find something that feels better. When we switch techniques, it can give us more confidence as a lover and what we can provide. And it can also give more pleasure to a partner. So much of the time in long-term relationships, we get stuck in these sexual scripts, right? Where people do the same basic thing over and over and over and over again. So when we learn techniques, it's kind of like adding a new spice into your kitchen, right? And all you've used is salt and pepper and garlic, and all of a sudden you go out and you get cilantro and you get coriander and you get thyme, and you start like messing around with all these different spices, and you can take the same piece of chicken, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's more exciting to enjoy your food. So the more we can bring these types of things in, the better. And I also find that in listening to this content, one of the reasons I keep making content like this is because one of the things that happens oftentimes, and we see this across the board, right? We tend to put our makeup on the same way. We tend to brush our teeth the same way. Most people have the same order of events that we do in order to get ready for our workday. We start with this, and then we do this, and we do this. And there's benefit to that, right? If we had to make decision about every little thing we had to do over and over and over again, that would be very exhausting. But when it comes to things like sex and intimacy, one of the ways we keep our libido revved up is continue to come back and be like, oh, I forgot about that way of doing that. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. And so one of the reasons I focus on this in my videos here, as well as in way more detail in my Libido Club, is to continue to make content to help you guys come back to say, oh, right, I forgot about the way of doing that. And if we learn something, we get involved in the new way of doing things intimately, and then we can completely forget all of the beauty that comes with the newness. So one of the first things to understand about hand jobs is I find that many women are intimidated. They are intimidated the first time or going back to do this again and again and again. They can be intimidated in a way because we're not really taught how to do this. And so sometimes it can feel awkward. Oftentimes in learning and becoming a sexual being, this is something that gets skipped over and doesn't get the amount of time and practice that other acts like oral or intercourse get. And so one of the first things to understand is making sure your pressure is correct. It's common that women do not use enough pressure. So I would encourage you to have a session where you are literally just holding on to the cock and talking to your partner and basically asking how it feels. More pressure, less pressure, slowly increase. Have them give you that feedback to say, good, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, until you got it just right. And then typically using lube, because lube works a lot better than saliva for this. So typically using lube, you can do this alternating hand motion where you almost have one hand following, and you can reverse it, right? So you can reverse it where thumbs are up, where thumbs are down. You can switch it where thumbs do different things. You can almost do this like spiral corkscrew type of motion right? So there's a lot of different things we can start to experiment with just by opening our fingers, by keeping our fingers closed, by changing our grip, by turning to the right, by turning to the left in a corkscrew, by thumbs up, by thumbs down. And you can get feedback in real time. One of the things that sometimes is fun is to be changing it throughout doing this, right? And the reason for getting good at this is it's a really fun thing to play with for foreplay and in really allowing the sexual experience to last longer. It can also help with understanding and getting a better sense of how to help your partner with edging, how to help your partner have longer sustained orgasms by getting them to that certain threshold and then pausing before they cross this point of no return. So doing these hand jobs can be a fun way as a couple that you can work together to practice the art of edging. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about hand jobs. I hope this has been super helpful. I hope this helps you guys grow closer together and more passionately and better intimacy. Because for me, that's what this is really about. It's about love and about passion and about closeness and about how to have these relationships that are so healthy and so intimate and so loving and so full of pleasure, which is so healing. So if you want more information on techniques and so much more, please do check out my Libido Club in the notes below. Also, I hope you subscribe. It does help me reach more people. I'm really helping to get this content out to as many people as possible because I want people to have passionate relationships and loving relationships and all of that. Thank you for your support, everybody. Thanks for being on my channel. See you soon.